Welcome back to the Fans Only podcast. Right. England lost the Euros tie.
I know, it's devastating, absolutely devastating.
Very painful.
Yeah.
Very painful.
What did you think of the
Um,
final?
well, the first 2 minutes were pretty good. Well, the first
Honestly,
half was pretty good.
I haven't spoke to you since the final, have
Don't think so, no.
I? Oh, it was
Yeah.
fucking penalties. You just knew it. You fucking knew
I
it.
didn't. I
I
was
did.
convinced. I was so convinced, right?
Why?
I No, but I said this to you before the final. I said, like, I was more confident going into this game than I was in any other game in the tournament.
Right, and that's why we lost, you fucking dickhead.
That's why we lost. I genuinely was more like. It's not like I thought Italy were an easier team to beat. It's just that like we grew into it, and by no means do I think we like. Am I thinking like, oh, we should have won? Like, no. But I was so confident because we've done so well, and I think every game after we qualified from the group stage, like the Germany game, iconic. The
Yeah.
Ukraine game, iconic. The Denmark game, iconic. Right?
Well,
Come on.
yeah, it's
Winning
just
4-0 in the quarter-final, winning a semi-final in extra time, beating Germany. That is, like,
yeah, it's
regardless of the
unreal.
fact that we lost the final, unreal, right?
Yeah, it was class. Like the
And
ton,
in
honestly, the last
fairness,
few weeks has been unreal.
yeah, and in fairness, I think we should get this out of the way, Danny. I think both of us owe a sincere apology to two people in particular
Yeah,
by the name of Raheem Sterling and Gareth Southgate. Honestly, I trust Gareth Southgate 100% now. He could
I'm
do anything, and I'd be like, yeah, Gareth, I'm right behind you.
I'm sure they're desperate for our apology, Luke. I'm sure
I'm
they're
sure they
losing
are, but
sleep.
honestly, yeah, but like, I'm sure everyone in the country is like, before the tournament, most people were like, Raheem Sterling shouldn't be starting and Gareth Southgate. There was arguments of whether or not he was the right man. My opinion now, I would follow Gareth Southgate to do like anything.
Yeah,
Anything. He wanted to do anything with
100%.
this England team. I'm like, yeah, go for it, Gareth. You're the man.
Yeah, but like, obviously we did have them views before the tournament, but like, how can you not when Sterling has like his worst season in a decent few years, and Southgate like, yes, we got to the semi-final of the World Cup, but we hardly put a good performance together at the World Cup, did we? Like, but you're right now,
Yeah.
like, oh,
No, he's
I
the
love,
guy.
I love
He's the
him.
guy.
Like, he's
I
earned
love
my
him.
respect massively because
Yeah.
he just ignores what the fuck everyone's saying,
Yeah. Yeah.
does what he wants, sets
Um.
up how he wants to set up, and it works. Like, and I think the best thing about him is like how he brings the team together, like off the field. Like
Oh yeah.
clearly, like we are getting better and better, and you just want consistency in big tournaments, which, you
Yeah.
know, semi-final, final. Dare I say, win it next year?
That's what I was thinking. Honestly, after the final, obviously I was gutted. I was literally sat on the floor
In the
in the
pub.
pub. I was sat against the radiator, just like, kill me,
I
kill
know.
me.
It was
Right.
horrible.
The next day, I went to the shop, and on the way to the shop, I genuinely had the thought of like, you know what? Fuck it, we're gonna win the World Cup next year. Right.
That's the other thing with Gareth Southgate and this England team. Like, I feel like I know we got to the semi-final last year, not last year, 2018, but
Yeah.
I feel like now is the first time in my lifetime I have like a genuine belief going into the World Cup next year. I genuinely think we can win that. And I didn't have that for
Yeah.
this tournament. I didn't have that for the World Cup.
But
But
this is the thing,
now,
right?
like,
So
the faith is there. I feel like we can. We've got a
it's
class. Have you
like,
seen the odds? Like, I know the odds are early, but we're only like fifth favorite. I'm like, what? Brazil are
fifth.
favorites. They just lost in the final of the Copa America.
That's weak. I'd say we like honestly, and I know I had a bit of an argument with someone who shall remain nameless
Okay.
yesterday, And I said to them, I think if England played Brazil or Argentina now, we win.
Yeah,
Right?
100%. Did you watch the Copa America final? Well, mine.
I didn't, but I've always thought that like Argentina they don't impress me. They never have. I don't think I've ever seen Argentina impress me.
Look at Argentina's starting 11
Ever.
now. Look at Argentina's starting 11 now. It is like take Messi out of that team, and you on
Yeah, it's,
paper it's shit.
and also it was what was it? Brazil's front three. Like you obviously got Neymar, but who were the other two?
No, that I think it was Firmino, Neymar. Who the fuck? Brazil. No, Brazil do have a really good team.
Yeah, I know they've got a good team. It was like Anthony or something.
I can't remember who it was to be fair, but
I was like, okay,
we'll get onto that game later.
never fucking heard of him. Anyway,
Well, he must be shit then.
but honestly, I was like, you know what? Out of every team in the Euros, if you were to pick, like,
I
obviously,
fancy us.
I genuinely think if I were to pick one team from the Euros and go, right, they're going to do well in the World Cup, it would be us, right?
Well,
The
easy to say we got to the
Germans,
final.
yeah, but this is the thing, right? Italy won it, but they're a really aging team. France, in my opinion, like they're in disarray, and in my opinion, the way that they can fix their disarray is by dropping Mbappe, because he seems to be the one that's causing all the problems.
Not going to
Right?
happen, is it?
And I don't think Didier Deschamps will do that, right?
No.
So unless they can sort it out amongst themselves, they're not going to do anything. Because, in my opinion, I think like being a team is so key to how far you go in a tournament. And if France can't get that sorted out, they are not going to win the World Cup next year. Especially because they won it that fucking last time, and
Back-to-back,
the
it's
winners just don't defend it, right? Spain, unless they find a striker, they're not winning it. Germany, same. Unless they find a striker, they're not fucking winning it.
And you look at the age.
Or
Look at
Italy
the
if they kind of get there.
look at the age of our
Killing,
team.
like 38 by the time he gets there. Like,
It'll still be a
that's-
tank.
It'd still be a tank. It'd still be a shit house. But like, you know, it genuinely feels like England should be, out of all of the European teams, England should be the favourites to win the World Cup next year.
Throughout the next World Cup, the Euros after that, and maybe even the World Cup after that, we've got to win one of them.
Yeah.
You look at the age of our team, the amount of players that are 20, 21, 22, the amount of other players that weren't even in the squad who were around that age. Like, we have options coming out our ass. And
yeah. So the way that I'm looking at it right now is you got 3 World Cups, right? And you've seen it with the golden generation kind of the golden generation that went before with England, and the golden generation that has gone with Belgium. So the golden generation with England, you had 02, 06, and then 2010. You had 02, which was like when they were all young or younger. 2006, prime. And then 2010, you had like some of them had already retired, some of them were on their last legs. Right?
Yeah.
Belgium, 14, 18, and the next one.
Yeah.
14, they were young. 18, prime. The next one, they're all getting a bit old. Right?
Belgium ain't winning it.
The next one, honestly, next year is our young one.
I was going to say...
Our prime should be 2026, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. How old's Harry Kane going to be in 2026? 32? But even that, nowadays, that's not old. You look at Messi in the Copa America, he like won all the awards and the tournament, and it's obviously Harry Kane is not Messi. But Ronaldo, he plays similar to Ronaldo does now, kind of.
Yeah. The thing is, how old is Harry Kane going to be in 2026? What did you say, 32 or something?
I think he's 27 now, isn't he? Surely you should know this. You're
I don't know.
biggest fan.
Jude Bellingham in 2026 will be 22. Right?
No, he's 18 now. He's 18.
That is insane. Well, fine, it'll be 23.
Yeah,
Sorry,
mental.
Phil Foden will be 25.
Yeah, Trent
Jadon
Alexander-Arnold
Sancho will
will
be
be
26. Trent will be, what, 28?
27.
Marcus Rashford will be 28.
Yeah,
Bukayo Saka will be 24.
it's
That's
mental.
mental. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we've
yeah,
got
I think that's
a
insane.
class chance over the next 10 years to win something. And if we
Yeah.
don't,
Have you
it
seen?
is gonna hurt.
Yeah. Have you seen the? There was something that came out. I think the England football team, Instagram tweeted it or put it up or whatever. There was a video from 9 years or 8 years ago, from 2013, of the head of the FA at the time setting out targets for the England football team,
Yeah.
and it was I think it was to do well in the under 17 or the under 21s or whatever it was World Cup 2 years ago, the one that we won.
Yeah.
Get to the semi-finals of Euro 2020 and then win the World Cup in 2022.
I mean, you take it. Did you
So
see
the
Gareth
first two
Southgate's?
we've done. The next step is winning the World Cup in 2022.
Did you see Gareth Southgate's like post game, like I don't know if it was the press conference or something, where they were asking him about like his future, and
I didn't see them asking about his future.
he was saying he didn't want to decide now, and that I think he did say he did want to lead the team to Qatar,
Yeah.
but he also said he doesn't want to be someone to outstay his welcome, and I was like,
Well, fuck.
you're
Gareth,
welcome, mate.
honestly, Gareth, you are fucking welcome. Take us all the way to fucking America in 2026, mate. You've earned
Yeah,
it.
and like
Honestly, if you get knocked out in the group stage in Qatar, I'd still want him to take us to America.
you just need someone to keep because like the players like just seem to get on so well,
Yeah,
and
but honestly, like some of the stuff that the players have said since the final
mm,
has been like it's the best I've seen a team react to a loss.
yeah,
Like the
and
fact that Roy Keane fucking lambasted fucking Jack Grealish for not
I
taking a penalty, and
know,
Jack Grealish come out and went, "Well, I did want to take one, but Gareth made the right decision." He literally said,
yeah,
Gareth has made would have right decisions, but I won't have anyone call me out for not wanting to take one because I
yeah.
did want to take one."
Speaking on that like penalty situation, like I know obviously I it's very harsh and unfair to say anything negative about Gareth Southgate after that tournament, but I don't care if in training Saka is the best penalty taker on the team. You can't put a 19-year-old taking the
The last
deciding
one.
penalty at a
Yeah. So
Euros final. Like he's
yeah.
never taken a professional penalty in his life, in his career. I don't get how good he's in
So
training. He's never even felt the pressure of taking one in a
yeah.
game. Like
Yeah.
I didn't rate the decision, but obviously it is what it
I,
is. If the keeper dived the other way, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
yeah. I don't
It sucks.
mind. Like in my opinion, I'm like, you know what, Gareth. He said they've practiced in training. They're the best five. Fair
Yeah.
enough, right? And I don't have a problem with him going. I trust Saka to take it, and Saka clearly wanted to. If he didn't want to take it, he wouldn't have taken it, right?
Yeah.
So that's fine. What I do have a problem with is they, and I guess it's not just Gareth Southgate that
Mm,
should take some of the blame for this. I think there's a couple of other people who maybe could have said something.
yeah.
I'm not blame. In no way do I think anyone should like. I just think it's one of those things, and maybe it's a learning experience for everyone. And they go, maybe we make some future decisions that could maybe, you know, like all I want to say is, do they have to name the order and give it to the referee?
I don't think so. I don't know.
So why
No,
the fuck?
no, because do you not
So
remember?
why the
Have you not
fuck?
seen that clip that's been brought up again recently? I can't remember what World Cup or Euros it was in, but Ronaldo, like, it was for Portugal. João Moutinho, like, didn't want to take a penalty, and Ronaldo like said to him, "You are fucking taking this penalty. We're not letting this young kid take it. You are going and taking it, and you go like if you miss, so be it." And he went up and he scored.
Yeah, but that like, I don't know. Anyway, so if they don't name the list, then surely they don't. So what I would do is, first of all, Harry Kane would not be taking the first one. I get the whole thing about, I've seen things on Instagram recently about, Messi always takes the first one for Argentina, or he has done in the past because, Ronaldo's had it in the past where he's taken the fifth one and they've lost it before that and he hasn't taken one.
Yeah.
And it's, it's a bit, but for me, I would say Harry Kane. Why not just say, fine, Harry Kane is taking. Don't even put him on the third one. Just say, right, Harry Kane will take one, and the one that Harry Kane will take is the one where either we have to score it, or it's to win, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure how it works.
Because if we don't have to name the order, then surely you just go, right, we have to score this one. Right, Harry, get up there.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean.
Don't send, and the other thing is, right, and if you do have to name the order, Harry Kane should not be taken one of the first two.
At least put him third. At least third.
At least third. At least third.
I do agree not to put him last because you never want to risk your best penalty taker not taking a penalty. So
the other thing is, there's a couple of people who are giving a bit of stick to Gareth Southgate, I think unfairly, for bringing Rashford and Sancho on in the last minute just to take a penalty.
Yeah, if they're the best penalty takers, get them on.
This is the thing. I'm kind of like, every single team in the world does that.
And people saying like you can't expect them to come on with barely touching the ball and then take one. I'm sorry, right, but you're in a Euros final. Whether you've played 120 minutes or not, the pressure is going to be fucking you.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie. If you're, and obviously, I'm trying not to blame anyone because I really think that this team is something to be proud of. But if you're 100%. A professional footballer, right, taking a penalty, regardless, you should have warmed up before you came on the pitch, right?
Yeah.
Let's just put that out there. Either way, regardless of how much time you've been on that pitch, if you've warmed up, you should be able to take a penalty.
What did you think of...
You should not be able to have the excuse of, well, they haven't warmed up. Well, they should have warmed up before they came on the pitch, and they're professional footballers. They should be able to kick a ball at a goal.
Yeah,
right?
It's nothing to do with that. Like, it's a Euros final. Like, I could be the best footballer in the world. I'd forget how to move if I had to take a penalty in the last...
Oh, yeah, it would
in
be...
the final of the Euros, like...
Everyone that took a penalty has... Oh, God. Everyone... Right, so as I was saying, players, anyone that took a penalty, huge balls, right? And the reason I'm saying that is because, obviously I have I don't know if I slagged them off. It's I don't think any of the excuses that people are, throwing out there are, valid. Especially because they're, trying to target Gareth Southgate, and I'm like...
Yeah.
We don't need to have a scapegoat. We lost on penalties. It fucking happens.
I feel like the valid excuse is the keeper gets the right way for most of them, and it's the Euros fucking final.
Yeah, obviously you got to feel sorry for Saka. He's fucking 19. The one I feel sorry for the most is Marcus Rashford, because Marcus Rashford actually sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. He did the fucking hard part. And then
you just think, I know he practices that technique in training, so why would he change it? But in the finals of a Euros, man, just run up and slap it.
So the thing I have with Rashford is he scores penalties all the time, right?
Yeah, he's good.
He's going to miss one occasionally. He missed one in the Euros final. It fucking happens. He sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. He hit the post. I can only imagine how agonising that must be for him.
Oh, it'd be terrible. Did you see?
It happens.
Did you not see his message about it?
Oh yeah, that was. Oh, I read it and I was like, "Fuck me!" But it happens, you know. Like yeah, England missed 3 penalties in a row, but it happens.
You know, we have like the worst success ratio in penalty shootouts in major
That's
tournaments ever now. I think we're
not
2 out of 9.
surprising. It's not surprising.
It's not.
But you know, like Sancho missed, Saka missed, Rashford missed.
Big up Jordan
People miss
Pickford as
penalties,
well.
right? Jorginho missed. Fucking Belotti missed. Like shit
Yeah.
happens, right?
I love the
Um.
clip of Pickford for that last penalty.
Oh,
It's,
oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I love him. I love him.
mm,
I think we should probably touch on um the um the
racism.
fallout, shall we say? The
Jesus.
racism. Yes.
Before that, just before we segue to that, do you, one slight thing during the game, which was my only other sort of thing with Gareth Southgate, like Mason Mount was on the field for far too long in that game because he was
Yes.
not offering anything, and you've got Grealish on the. He just had to come on sooner, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. I've
But
seen a criticism that it didn't seem like we were going for it after Italy scored.
do you think it was
It's
like
all.
kind of a curse scoring that? Not a curse scoring that early. Obviously, it's the dream start, but you could see we were sitting on it, and we just couldn't keep the ball, especially in the second half, and it's just a matter of time.
Um. Yeah. I mean, it's difficult. Like you know, they're all going to be tired, obviously, and it did look like they were a bit tired after an hour-ish.
I think
Um,
Declan Rice was brilliant.
I think, well, I think all of them were, to
I
be
think
honest. I
Luke
think they
in
played
that
well.
game specifically.
In the game specifically, Luke Shaw was brilliant. Right?
Well, he obviously the dream start. He was a little sloppy after that, but he's best left back in the tournament, in
Easily.
my opinion.
Well, apparently not, but we'll move on to that.
Yeah,
Um, but anyway, well, I say the fallout. Like, what I mean by the fallout is obviously the racism that happened afterwards, but I mean
yeah,
uh, the the fans breaking in to Wembley
yeah.
and all the stuff that happened around that. I think is as much as like I feel like people in this country, when the fans do stuff, it gets to a point where it's like, you know, right, the laser pen thing we can have a joke about, right? You
Yeah,
know, like the fireworks outside the hotel the night before, we can have a joke
that's just
about,
standard nowadays.
right? Breaking into the stadium, no, no, and that's the sort of shit that UEFA will ban people for.
Have you not seen that? Like, there's a big petition to try and get England banned from the World
Yeah,
Cup next year. Like,
and this is the thing, right?
fuck off!
Would
It's not
you
going
be
to happen.
surprised? No, but the thing is, after this, after everything that's happened, right? After the laser pen, after the fucking, the streets like the streets in London, the
Yeah.
fucking carnage, after the fucking fans breaking into Wembley, after everything that has happened, would you be surprised?
No, listen, put it this way. I 100% believe we will not. There's no chance we'll be banned. What I could see happening is us being banned from trying to host it, to host the Euros or the World Cup for
Yeah,
an amount of years. Not that we ever get it, but
yeah,
I could see them banning us from like making a bid for it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I don't. They're not going to ban us from it. What? Like, it's in Qatar. Like, it's the fact. It's because it was in Wembley, Central London Euros final. Like, it was always going to be carnage, wasn't it?
yeah. But like,
And you've
honestly,
just there's extreme. There's always people that take it too far. Like,
yeah.
it's just always going to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, but it's here. It didn't. It doesn't happen anywhere else. Like, well, it does happen other places, but I mean,
We notice it more here.
do we? Like,
Yes.
this shit didn't happen in. This shit didn't happen in Russia.
Yeah,
or
but
France
there was
or
questionable shit in
Brazil,
Russia, wasn't there?
or there was questionable shit in Russia that people knew was going to happen when they got there.
That doesn't make it any better.
I'm not saying it makes it any better. I'm just saying that Russia have been like Russia aren't trying to banter themselves off. We like a lot of people seem to think like, oh, it's a bit of a laugh, and I'm like, well,
Yeah, I know
these
what you mean.
guys that work at Wembley, they're not security guards. They're stewards. They're there to like help people get around the stadium. They're not there
Yeah.
to fucking hunker down into a fucking fortress,
So what
right?
did they actually do when they broke into Wembley?
So apparently there was, I don't know if there was fans that had tickets fighting fans that didn't have tickets or something like that.
Right.
There was a huge fight that basically happened.
Mm. Was that
But
between English fans or was it?
I think so, yeah.
Christ. Yeah.
Um,
Like football fans are the worst. Let's be honest, but
yeah. Um,
still.
the whole and then the racism stuff happened afterwards. I think is disgraceful. I don't know. I mean, you can't not think it's fucking
Really,
disgraceful,
Luke.
really. Um,
It's,
no, but
it's,
what I mean is like it's just like we spent the whole of the last fucking year watching the Premier League fucking take the knee before every single fucking match, and they had Black Lives Matter everywhere. And like for the end of the season, like they had Black Lives Matter on the back of their shirts, and you know these people support clubs that these black players play for every week, and throughout
yeah.
the whole tournament, they have been supporting these players for a whole month, and then one of them misses a fucking penalty, and it's right back to fucking square one. Like, what is the fucking point?
Well,
Like,
the thing is though, this is the sad thing. Like all that stuff you've been saying we've been doing the past year, like taking the knee and Black Lives Matter, all that. Like realistically, everyone that's doing it and everyone that's showing support, like we are, and like all sane people are doing. Like we're not the ones that need persuaded. Like we all already know. The people that the people that are doing it aren't just gonna be like they're against it anyway. I
yeah,
don't know how you meant to stop it because if people think that, then they're not going to change their mind just because like a load of people on Twitter who they already hate are fucking telling them to stop.
yeah.
Probably just
I
like it
mean,
might even have the worst effect and feel it even more.
yeah. I feel like a lot more people have spoken a lot more eloquently than I have on this.
Yeah, I
I think,
saw Gary Neville made a point saying how like because he said like he woke up the day after the final and he with before he even looked he was expecting to see the headlines were racism instead of the
I'm not even
final.
joking. I'm not even joking. As soon as Saka missed, I was like, "There's going to be racism,"
You know what? It's
because
mental, you know.
and
It
the
didn't
thing
even enter
is,
my head at the time.
the only reason it entered my head is because, and I don't know if the, I noticed straight away, and I don't know if this is bad,
This is
but
bad.
it was the fact that Rashford, Sancho, and Saka were the ones that missed, right?
Yeah.
It was the fact that I noticed straight away that the three that missed were all black, and I was like, it. Not that it in no way should happen, but in my head I was like, it's gonna happen. I just know it. I know it's gonna happen, and it's really, really fucking stupid that I can expect that to happen and be right.
Yeah,
But
it's dumb.
I knew
And
it was
that
gonna happen as soon as he missed.
have you seen that the that like Rashford mural in Manchester?
Yeah,
Did you see that got fucking
yeah. But it's been repaired
defaced?
now.
Yeah, it's full of
Yeah,
like flowers and
yeah, and
England
they've
flags and
repainted
all
it
that.
and everything. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
but
still just sad
it's
though. Like it's just,
yeah, and
I
then
just
like
I just can't see it ever changing. That's the saddest
No, it
part.
won't.
Like,
And like, yeah, the government have been made to look like tits,
fools.
basically. Because they've all come out and gone, no racism. And then all of the footballers that have been taking the knee for the last
Yeah.
year have come out and gone, why did you not support taking the knee? Because this is exactly the sort of shit we were.
Didn't the government, I can't remember who it was exactly, say like taking the knee is more political than anything else
Yeah,
before this
yeah.
Euros?
They said that it's a political thing. And now they're all going, oh, shame on the racists. And they're all like, the Home Secretary, that woman, Priti Patel,
That
she
woman.
came out and condemned. Come on, she's the woman, right? She came out and condemned them, and Tyrone Mings atted her
Yeah.
on Twitter and went, "You don't get to be disgraced because you didn't support us when we fucking needed you to."
Yeah, it's fucking
Right?
stupid.
I think Boris Johnson's like obviously he did the same thing. He's part of that as well. However,
Yeah.
I do think he spoke like when he was saying it. I think he said the right stuff. Like he couldn't come out and just go like, "Don't do that again," right? The fact that he basically said, "Shame on you," and I hope you crawl back under the fucking rock you came out from, I thought was quite nice. Because he literally said
Bit
that.
of passion.
I'm not even fucking like saying that as if like I'm taking it. He literally said that word, minus the F-bomb. He said that word for word, right?
Yeah,
So
it's
and it's
tragic.
like I think that's right. But did you see the other Tory MP? So apparently, when Rashford missed his penalty, one of the
Oh,
MPs
the
sent a
WhatsApp
message to a group
message.
chat. Yeah, and she said maybe if Rashford had spent more time
Yeah,
perfecting his game and less time playing politics, right?
yeah.
To that woman, right?
Fuck you.
And I really, really hope, I know this is a fucking long shot, and I really hope she's listening. To the bottom of my heart, fuck you, right?
You're a clown. I don't
Honestly,
think she's
right?
listening.
I don't think she is, but honestly, to whoever that was, fuck you, right? Just because Marcus Rashford can do your job better than you can, right?
He's a
Right?
23-year-old kid.
Marcus Rashford is 23, right?
I'm
And he
23.
stood up.
Sat on my ass. I work
He's,
at Morrison's part-time.
he stood up for something that he believed in, regardless of whether or not you think it was the right thing to do. He stood up for something that he believed in. He pushed the government, and he got it fucking done, right? And for him to come out and play for his national football team, which is his actual job, not to fucking pressure the government, and he misses a penalty, and you fucking slag him off for getting stuff done that he believed in. Fuck you, right?
Is that message like 100% confirmed that it's true and it wasn't just someone?
Well, apparently.
Right.
But if it is, fuck you, right?
Yeah. Not the first time fucking politicians' messages have been leaked this year.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Fucking, I'd love to know who's in this group chat because it seems like whoever works for the Sun's just in it. The Daily Mail have got someone in it as well. Like this group, it's mental to me that they send this group, all these messages go in this group chat, and they just all end up on the news, and they just end up
Yeah.
sending.
Well,
Like,
who
blows
did
my mind.
Boris send a message to, calling like Matt Hancock a fucking idiot or something?
That was his fucking best mate, Dominic Cummings, who for some reason I can't really understand what his job is because he doesn't seem to have a job, but he just seems to be like Boris
Honestly,
Johnson's mate. I don't understand it.
I don't want to get into, I don't want
Yeah.
to get into the politics. I don't know
Um,
enough, and I hate them all.
yeah. Anyway, after the match, obviously Italy scored, and Bonucci, what a shithouse! What a shithouse!
The thing is that
Honestly,
I've
right?
been yeah, I was watching them and like the morning after, I was still emotional. Like it was hard to watch, but fair play to them, you know, fair play.
I see.
Like
I'd like a
they
lot
did
of people
deserve
didn't
it.
see it. So the thing is, a lot of people didn't see him scream down the camera
Yeah.
at the end of the match. I saw it, and I was like, in my head, the first reaction was, "Oh, fuck you." But then in my head, I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Like, let's be fair. It's You just got to take it as a joke, man. Like
The thing,
if
I
you're
rated. Go on.
if we're gonna so like obviously everyone in this country knows that Three Lions, we've been slagged off of it being arrogant or whatever, right? And we know it's a joke, right?
Yeah.
We know it's a song kind of taking the piss out of ourselves. We don't really think every year it's coming home, right?
We do now.
We do know, um, but if we're going to pass that off as a joke, if Bonucci's going to scream down the camera, "It's coming to Rome," we can only take that as a joke as well.
Hey, it's fair play. Did you not see the big graffiti in Rome saying "fuck the Queen"
Oh yeah, I did
on
see
a
that
big?
actually.
I was just like, you know what, fair play.
Well,
Like,
it's like the whole like they've put that up. We fucking like how many people in this country have stopped eating Italian food for the last 4 days?
honestly, I went out for a meal on the Friday before on the Friday before the final on the Sunday, and
Yeah.
then I didn't realize until I sat down and got my food. I was like, what the fuck I'm in an Italian restaurant here. This is ridiculous.
Well, there was a video. I think it was Jeremy Clarkson. This is random. Jeremy Clarkson put a video on Instagram, and I think it was this. It was either the day of the final or the day before the final, and it was lunchtime, so prime eating time. It was an Italian restaurant in the middle of London, and it was fucking empty. It was mental.
I think like you have to say the best two teams in the tournament were in the final, and the
Oh
best
yeah,
team
absolutely.
probably won.
The best,
Unfortunately,
unfortunately, the best team probably won.
doesn't mean
Um,
to say they weren't little fucking rats in the final as expected. It's
yeah,
just
well, it's
typical fucking Italians, isn't it? They know exactly what they can get away with, and by that I mean they can put the fucking boot studs up into Grealish's crotch. I don't think the
yeah.
Saka one was a red card, to be fair.
I
He did
think it was
yank him by the
borderline.
neck.
I think it was borderline. I think if it had been a little bit closer to the goal, red card.
I just think
If it had
because it
been,
was his shirt, like a tug of the shirt, it's never a red, is it? I know it was his
it's.
neck, but
I
and
think. I think
it
it's borderline. It's
it looked
borderline.
worse because Chiellini's a tank and
Yeah.
Saka's tiny.
Yeah. Um.
The
But
Jorginho one though, it was like he was off the ground, his studs were up. I don't care if he got the ball, like read the rules.
yeah. Um. What did you think about the post match awards? Shall we say?
Oh, they like so obviously Pickford got the glove.
Yes.
Uh, golden. Who got the golden boot in the end? Was it shared?
Ronaldo.
What about Schick?
It went to Ronaldo because he got more assists.
But it's for whoever scored the most goals.
Yeah, but the way it works is if they have a tiebreaker, it's whoever's got most assists.
That is
And
the
if that's
dumbest thing I have ever
and if,
heard.
and if that's more mental, if that's tied, it goes on whoever's played less minutes.
What?
Yeah.
The golden boot. Whoever scored the most goals gets it. Just tied. Why is it not tied?
So that's why I think Forsberg
Anyway,
Forsberg came third because he played less minutes than Kane.
Kane. Yeah.
Something
Oh,
like
speaking of Kane, what do you think of him in the final? Didn't have a shot. Didn't have a touch in the Italy's box. Played very deep.
that. I thought the way that I've looked at England is it looks like we've set up quite a rigid formation of 10 players and just
Yeah.
gone to Harry Kane and gone, you know what? You're a good footballer. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me because he was everywhere. Like as much as yeah, he didn't have a touch, he didn't have a shot, he didn't have a touch in the box. He was everywhere.
Mm.
He'd pop up on the right wing, and then he'd pop up on the left, and he'd pop up in the middle, and at the back, and then he'd be up front, and he was everywhere.
He was everywhere. Just not. Like, he got a lot.
There,
I saw some criticism because he was everywhere except where we needed him.
yeah,
Some were saying, which
there
is
was a
obviously
time.
harsh.
There was a specific point. There was one specific instance and I think it was just after we scored. It was in the first 10 minutes where Trippier got the ball on the right again, and he put a ball in, and the only person in the box was Raheem Sterling.
Yeah.
And I was like, at that point, okay, maybe Harry Kane should have been in the box.
The only time I ever felt we had any sort of danger, we posed any sort of threat after the goal was set piece, any even corners or anything. It's the only time we looked even a little bit dangerous.
This is the thing, right? Apart from the corner that Italy scored from, did you genuinely feel like they were going to score? Because I didn't.
I did.
I
I
actually
felt
didn't.
like it was coming, and it hurt that it came from that fucking shit.
I didn't feel like it was coming. I felt the 5 minutes after they scored, I was like, ooh, another one might be coming, right? But
I just felt it was the way it was
I
going.
just didn't feel like they were going to score. I just didn't have that feeling.
Thing
That
is,
might just be me.
I knew we weren't going to score again as how the game how the game was going. I was like, right, it's 1-0. Oh, we're fucked here. And we just couldn't get the ball. That's what made me think they were going to score. Like, this is an Italy team full of good play. Fucking Chiesa was running rings around us that game.
Yeah.
Every time he got the ball. So he forced a great save out of Pickford as well. I thought I thought it was coming.
Yeah. Well,
So,
shall we discuss the
oh yeah,
the
I know
one we
you've got
didn't mention?
you've got some issues
Donnarumma.
winning the
Well,
winning the player
right.
of the tournament.
Let's just fucking put it out there, right? Donnarumma. I don't think anyone agrees that he should have won that.
Can you believe he's going to be PSG's backup goalkeeper?
I mean,
He's
kind
22,
of.
just won the Euros Best Player award.
Yeah, but this is the thing, like, so many people are like, oh, he's won the goal, he's done this, and I'm like, yeah, but he shouldn't have won it. He should not have won.
He should have been up
Best
there
player.
though.
Maybe up there. He wasn't even the best goalkeeper.
Let's not forget Italy won the semi-final and final on the 2 penalty shootouts.
Okay.
Like, that automatically puts him up there.
Well, okay.
How many goals did they concede in the tournament? I know we conceded less.
3.
And to be fair, I would agree Pickford was better than Donnarumma in the tournament.
I'm not talking about Pickford.
I know, but
I'm
Pickford
talking about
was the better
Kasper Schmeichel and
keeper.
Jan Sommer.
No,
Jan Sommer, who also won a penalty shootout, by the way.
Pickford was better than them. Pickford was best keeper.
Was he?
The only
Kasper
game,
Schmeichel.
the Denmark game, Pickford worried me. Other than that, he was unbelievable.
I'd say Kasper Schmeichel was better than Pickford. Easy.
He is
Kasper
better
Schmeichel-
than Pickford.
In my opinion, Kasper Schmeichel was the best goalkeeper at the tournament.
Nah, I think Pickford. And you know, Italy's goal. How fucking good was that save on the first attempt?
That was good. It was unlucky because it hit the post. He saved it onto
Yeah.
the post. If that doesn't hit the post, they don't score.
Yeah.
But then again, if fucking shit happens. Right?
Yeah, it does.
You can fucking say if fucking Luke Shaw hadn't hit it fucking 2 inches to the left, he would have hit the post. But fucking it didn't happen, did it?
Oh, what a volley! Take me back.
Don't do this again. We can't be fucking going back into fucking Kieran Trippier mode.
It's Luke Shaw
Life
now.
peaked.
Why
Life
is it
did
always a
not fucking
fullback?
peak. It's always a
Yeah,
fullback.
but I don't know. I don't know if I've been that happy before.
Oh, someone put up. I
Oh,
think
that
it was,
mental.
the England Instagram page put up a picture of Luke Shaw, and they just tagged it with I can't remember who the other guy was, but it said like the guy. So Jeff Hurst, who scored the hat trick in the World Cup final, the other guy that scored in the World Cup final in 1966, and then Luke Shaw. They just had those 3 names. It's like the 3 names of the people that have scored in finals for England. That's it. Imagine being Luke Shaw and being on Jeff Hurst. Can't remember the other guy's name. Luke Shaw. Right. That's it.
Going back to the Donnarumma thing, who do you think was the player of the tournament?
It's difficult, you know.
You can't come in guns blazing against Donnarumma.
Well, it's
and-
not Donnarumma. I don't give a shit.
Who is
It's
it?
difficult, but it's 100% not him.
Who
Like,
is it?
Raheem Sterling's got a shout. Chiesa's got a shout. Jorginho's
Yeah.
got a shout. Luke Shaw has a fucking shout. Like, there are plenty of people that have a shout of like being player of the tournament. Well, Patrick Schick. No, genuinely, what about Patrick Schick?
Oh, I'd have no problem, but you know it's got to be an Italy or England player, really.
All right.
Yeah, it's got to be an Italy
Okay.
player. Yeah,
Even if it's
you'd
got to be an
say.
Italy player, Chiesa, Jorginho, Verratti, Spinazzola, Insigne,
No, I feel
Chiellini, Bonucci,
I feel like there's a lot of
anyone.
I feel like there's a lot of Italy players who have a shout, including Donnarumma. So I don't really care, to be honest. I don't know why you care so much.
In fact, no, I will say that I'll put my solid one down. If it has to be an Italy player, my solid one for player of the tournament, Bonucci,
All right, fair. It could have been him.
because he scored a
But
couple of goals,
yeah,
kept all the clean sheets, and was arguably the main reason why they kept the clean sheets. By the way.
no, I don't disagree. I just like it could have been a few of them, and I just don't really care. Like, I don't know why I get so emotional about their keeper getting it.
Kasper Schmeichel made more saves against England alone than Donnarumma did in the whole tournament. Yet somehow Donnarumma wins player of the tournament.
Because they won the Euros and he won 2 penalty shootouts for them.
Right. But he wasn't the best goal. He wasn't even the best player in his position.
Look, honestly, my feelings mutual over it. I just don't care enough. Like, I can see why they gave him it. I can see why you don't like it, but
So
it's gonna
who
be an
else was
Italy
in-
player, and I feel like he has as good a shout as any of the rest of them.
So
Leave it at
who
that.
else? Who else was in the team of the tournament then?
Not Luke Shaw. Speaking of Luke Shaw, that's
Spinazzola's
fucking
got,
bullshit.
Spinazzola.
Oh yeah, obviously he was class, but he missed the most important games.
Luke Shaw missed a couple of games as well, by the way.
Yeah, but he scored in the most important one. He got
He
three.
did.
Did he get 3 assists in the tournament?
Could have done, actually.
Yeah, I think he did. Maguire was in it as well. I think he was so good from when he came back in.
Yeah, Maguire deserved to be in it. Walker, yes, I think deserved to be in it.
I've seen a lot of people unhappy with that. A lot of people think it's a bit unfair on that Mailer for Denmark.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
But
I'd probably say that, yeah. Bonucci was in it, yeah, I think.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
it was Højbjerg, Pedri, and Jorginho. It's just like fair enough. Like
Yeah,
Pedri won Best
yeah,
Young Player, didn't he?
yeah. Again, it depends. For me, that depends on um, what the criteria for young player is.
No, he did win Best Young Player. I'm saying, like,
No, yeah, I know, but whether or not I disagree with that depends on what the criteria for best young player is.
well, just what
How
you make your
old
own
is a young
criteria.
player? Well, if I would like, because for me, like the Premier League do it, it's under 23, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Well, right. Chiesa is 23.
Is he?
Yes.
He looks about 35.
I don't know which Chiesa you've been looking at, but Chiesa's 23.
Let me have a picture
So
of
I
Chiesa.
would say Chiesa is best young player.
Yeah, 100%. What about Donnarumma? He's 22.
Exactly. Donnarumma won best player
Holy
and somehow didn't
fuck.
win best young player, right? But I'd say Chiesa easily.
Jesus Christ, he does not look 23. What a baller though. He's gonna be fucking class. Well, he is fucking class.
I'd say Chiesa's like he's surely.
Yeah.
And then if it's not that, I'd say there's a firm shout for Bukayo Saka.
Yeah. Didn't get. I don't know if did you think he played enough?
We did more than Pedri. I know he didn't play more than Pedri, but I think he did more. Like, just seemed to be involved a bit more. Like, I noticed I noticed Pedri was doing stuff like in the earlier Spain games when like they struggled to score. He was still the one creating the chances. But like Bukayo Saka changed the England team from being like when he came into the England team, he just hit the ground running. He made himself undroppable in one game. Simple.
Yeah,
So
he did.
I'd say. And you cannot argue that 19 has to be young. You can't say that it isn't. Right?
Yeah, obviously.
So,
No, yeah, I think you can make a shout for Pedri, Chiesa, Donnarumma, Saka.
yeah.
Again, like all these awards and that, like if I'm honest, I just don't really care. Like,
Yeah. Apart from the Ronaldo one, you're very firmly against that one.
that one just I don't care. It just makes no sense. Like, it's a golden
It's how
boot.
they've always done it.
Whoever scores the most goals gets it. But if it's a tie, we'll go on to a completely different thing and decide off that.
It's how they've always done it for every tournament ever.
Yeah, but, anyway, no, I don't mind. You know what? You know what it is as well. I think Sheikh just deserved it more.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway,
Moving on, actually, this is one thing I want. Moving on, front three. Who were the front three in the team of the tournament?
Sterling, Chiesa, and Lukaku.
Right,
Get that
Lukaku can get to
fucking
fuck.
clown
Patrick
out.
Schick can get in there.
I know.
Right?
Like,
Like
how?
Ronaldo, you can argue Ronaldo got the golden boot, so Ronaldo could be in there as well. But like,
Yeah, it's got to be Sheikh.
Romelu Lukaku scored 4 goals for a Belgium team that got knocked out in the quarterfinals. Patrick Schick scored 5 goals for a Czech Republic team that also got knocked out in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, it's
For me, Patrick Schick.
oh yeah, easily he scored, and his goals were like he was just
And he
better.
scored the goal of the tournament.
And
Without a doubt.
he scored a few other good goals as well. Like,
By the way, I don't give a shit about all of these other goals that were scored after his. That people were going, oh, that's a goal of the tournament. No, it isn't. No, it isn't a contender. Not at all.
Contender for
Patrick
second.
Schick, goal of the tournament. It was the goal of the tournament from when he scored it, and it was undoubtedly going to be goal of the tournament for the rest of the. Like, it was goal of the tournament. Simple.
Yeah, I think Chiesa and Sterling you can't argue with.
Yeah, you can't argue with them. Like, they were.
Lukaku, that's a joke. I think.
I think Lukaku, yeah, as a joke.
I think it's got to be Schick. Like, I get.
That good.
No, I get why he's ahead of Ronaldo because he got further, and but still, I think
This is the
Lukaku
thing,
and
right?
Ronaldo had pretty similar, like even.
He scored twice against Russia.
Yes.
So Lukaku scored twice against Russia. He then didn't score for the rest of the group stage.
Did he score against Denmark? No.
No, he didn't score against Denmark because De Bruyne. Oh no, he didn't score. He didn't score against Denmark. And then Hazard scored the Worldie again. No, he might have scored in the third group stage match against Finland. No, he did score against Finland. Yeah. So he scored twice against Russia. He scored against Finland, and then he scored a penalty against Italy. What the fuck? And now he's in the. Honestly, man.
It's bullshit. The Ronaldo fanboys were fuming on Twitter.
Patrick Schick.
Yeah,
it has to be Schick.
Yeah,
But,
will any?
Yeah. Oh, the memes.
Manager of the
move on?
tournament. It's gonna be hard not to say him.
Manager of the tournament. Manager of the tournament is Roberto Mancini.
I
Simple as
know.
that. Like,
That's what I mean. It's hard not to say Gareth.
it's hard not to, but it isn't. It's Mancini. It's been Mancini literally since day one of the tournament. It's been Mancini.
Yeah. Nah. But yeah, I was going to say quietly, but loudly confident about the World Cup next year.
I'm quite confident.
Get Trent Alexander-Arnold back in that squad.
I don't. Honestly, I couldn't give a shit if Trent's in the squad next year. If Gareth wants him, he wants him. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I trust Gareth. I trust Gareth. Gareth's the man. Gareth is the man.
He has absolutely flipped opinions, hasn't he?
Aye. And I firmly apologise to him and Raheem Sterling.
Yeah.
everything I said in the first 4 podcasts.
But anyway, that was the Euros.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah,
class.
yeah. What a month.
I know.
What a month.
Did you watch any of the Copa America that was on at the same time?
I did not, but I've heard some stuff about it.
You didn't watch any of
I,
it.
I've seen bits of it.
I watched every Argentina game except one.
Oh, that's interesting. Was anyone
That's it.
was anyone was anyone that good in the tournament, or was it quite a dull tournament?
Well, there was one person who led nearly every offensive stat there is.
Oh, who was that?
Have a guess. Higuain. Actually,
Higuain.
don't even know if he was in the squad, you know. No, it was
Oh,
obviously
obviously it was
Messi.
Messi.
Finally won his first international tournament, which you just love to see. I was up at 2 a.m. watching that final. I had work at 5 and then the England final that night. So I was up watching that. I was fucking buzzing, obviously.
Yeah.
And then the final though was shit. It was just scrap fest.
Yeah.
Every time Brazil had most of the ball, and Argentina would just Neymar would get the ball. 3 Argentina players would clean him up. One of them would get booked, and then move on. I think Di Maria scored a chipped the keeper. To be fair, it was a nice goal, but it was shit defending first half, and then fucking Messi at the tournament of his life. 5 minutes ago to score in the final, fucking falls over as he cuts inside and misses from like 8 yards. Well, he didn't even get a shot away from 8 yards.
Yeah. But it's like he's the only player ever to top goals, assists, win player of the tournament, and win the cup in the same tournament.
And the Golden Boot. Well,
In
you
an
say most
international
goals, actually.
tournament. Ever.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
also the only person to do it in any tournament ever, and he's done it twice.
You know,
Because he also did it in the 2015 Champions League.
I was going to say, I didn't realise that was Argentina's first trophy since '93, I think. The first Copa America since then.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
to do
and
it
it had
in
been approved
Brazil's... And what was it?
Oh, they did it in the Maracanã, didn't they?
I saw a mental stat about the last time Brazil lost in the Maracanã, and it is a long time ago.
Let me guess this.
I can't remember it. I don't know. Do you know? I actually can't remember it.
Well, I know that they lost. They lost the 1950 World Cup final in the Maracanã to Uruguay.
How do you know that?
Because it's quite a famous game. Because Brazil, it was hosted in Brazil. The World Cup was hosted in Brazil. Brazil were expected to win it, right? Brazil turned up. They were the best team. They were expected to win it, and they got to the final. And Uruguay shithoused them to a 1-0 win. And there was like 150,000 people in the Maracanã, and apparently it went silent.
Obviously, there wasn't many fans in this time.
Yeah.
But there was the scenes were if I saw fucking Argentina, I think it was Buenos Aires, the streets like 2 nights later were still absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, I mean,
It made me very jealous.
Yeah. But fucking mad that he's. You know what people say though? They'll fucking go, "Oh yeah, well, it's harder to win the Euros than the Copa America."
Of course they will. Of course they
Yeah.
will. It's like all people say is that Ronaldo has an international tournament on him, and now he's won it. It'll just be he only had to beat fucking Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, but I can't remember who else. But like,
Yeah, but then again, look at Portugal's run.
yeah,
Like their run to the final, they had Hungary, Austria, and someone else in their group. Someone shit. It was like Hungary, Austria, and like I honestly can't fucking remember. They were shit though, right?
and
then
I know
they played Switzerland, they played Wales, and they played someone else shit. I can't remember. They literally didn't play anyone good until the final.
Yeah, And we're not discrediting the Euros Ronaldo won. Like, obviously, it's insane.
Yeah, and technically he's won 2 international tournaments, but the
And yeah, but
Nations League is
here's one thing I would reply to that, right? See, there's the whole thing about Ronaldo technically winning 2 if you include that fucking Friendlies League, which is a load of bullshit. Why
yeah.
why doesn't the Olympics count that Messi won?
See, that's what I've always thought.
Why doesn't that count?
Apparently, it doesn't.
But a Friendlies League does. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're not getting into this debate.
Yeah, that's for another
Messi
podcast.
now odds-on favourite, I think, for the Ballon d'Or.
Oh, he has to win it.
Well, so far, yeah.
No, he has to win it.
Okay.
Not so he has to win it.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Right, let's be fair, right? What would it take for Messi to do now? What would Messi have to do to not win it?
I think Lewandowski would have to go even sillier than he already has with his goals the rest of the year.
Yeah. Messi would literally have to come out next season and not score.
Messi would have to fall off a cliff.
Which, let's be fair, in the last 16 years, he doesn't do. If Messi just does exactly what he's been doing for the last 16 years, he's won the Ballon d'Or again.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's very easy to say, obviously. He's the best player. He's one of the best players there's ever been.
See what team he's at first.
Yeah, well, apparently he's going to Barca, isn't he? So.
He's going to Barca.
Well, apparently he's staying at Barca, isn't he?
But yeah, the Euros were class. The Copa was decent from what I watched.
Yeah.
Good month for football.
Yeah, quality. Right.
Right.
What we're moving on to now?
Another event from the weekend. The UFC.
Yes.
Did you watch it?
Well, I've seen the main bit.
I was at work at 5 a.m. I had what's it? Not the kickoff. What's he called? The knockout.
The knockout. Yeah.
I had Geordie on stream on my headphones, but literally I got to the Conor Dustin Poirier fight, and I was at work, so I could just hear what them lot were saying. It was Geordie, Lawrence, Vidal, some other boxer, UK boxer called Lawrence, and that fuck's he called? Is it Bruce? Believe in Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they were like commentating what was happening for the first minute when McGregor was doing well, and then the rest of it was just like, tell me what's happening, you clowns. But then they heard about his ankle, and I watched the fight after. It was fucking tragic.
It's yeah. I thought the whole. Well, I thought every from start to finish, from the build up to the fucking end, I thought was tragic. Right.
The press conference was dire. First off, we'll just say we're only going to talk about the McGregor Poirier fight because we don't have a fucking clue about anything to do with the UFC, really.
Yeah. However, Conor McGregor, right? Conor McGregor, I think I will say this, and I'm sure if you agree, then Conor McGregor was the first UFC fighter who genuinely captured the imagination, for me at least. Was like,
well, he brought it to the mainstream.
Yeah, he was the first UFC fighter that I looked at and went, he is the fucking guy, right? I know there's fucking UFC greats before him, but for me growing up, Conor McGregor was the first one where I was like, he is the man, he's the guy, right? It was a shame to see the build up.
That wasn't I'm glad.
The interviews.
I'll
say this. It was a shame to see the interviews where he said that I only count knockouts. All right. Yeah. Well, Khabib doesn't count knockouts. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but did you also see he said that, and then twice in the first round he went for a fucking choke?
Yeah. Yeah. I thought the interview he was a shadow of his former self. He got Dustin Poirier absolutely fucked him up on the mic.
Well, he didn't. He just, that one. What did he say?
He said,
What was that
the
line?
the guy that was asking the question said something like, in the second fight you were really nice, but now you seem to take a more aggressive approach. What's changed? And Dustin Poirier went, he got knocked the fuck out.
And just silence.
Right? And Conor McGregor said nothing. He said nothing in response to it. Literally just sat there in silence. And I was like, that's not the McGregor we know.
Well,
That's just
there's all this yapping on about he's back on the building site in his mind, back
yeah,
where he used to be. All this shite, but
yeah,
it's easy to say that, but when you've got fucking
yeah,
God knows how many figures in your bank,
yeah.
yeah,
And then obviously, regardless of how you feel about McGregor, regardless of how you feel about the fight, it's a shame to see that he's broken his ankle or his leg. Like it's a shame. I'd like to have seen the fight ended properly, right? Instead of someone just breaking their leg because they fucking turn.
he was getting battered,
I know, but like you don't want to
and
see it end because someone's fucking broken their leg. They have
no,
to fucking right.
obviously
It
not.
was a shame to see, right? After that, honestly, Conor McGregor might as well retire now because he's a fucking disgrace. Right?
Oh,
To
Christ.
sit on the fucking canvas with a broken leg, right? And the doctor has said, look, you've broken your leg, he strapped it up for you, and you're sat there, you can't fucking walk, you're going to have to be stretchered out of the fucking arena. For you to sit there and scream at the ring announcer to change it to a doctor's stoppage instead of a TKO, right?
Mm.
And make sure you get it heard that it was a doctor's stoppage. Okay, you still got beat,
You were
right?
getting battered, mate.
Right? And then for Joe Rogan to go over and interview him, and for him to almost kid himself as if. The one thing I will say is he looked visibly like the way he was conducting himself, you could see he was so. I won't say. I think he was disappointed. I think he was just disappointed that he, like.
The thing is, normally with McGregor, when he gets beat, he's pretty humble in
Yeah.
defeat. Well, to an extent.
I genuinely think that I just think he's so annoyed that the fight ended the way it did. However, right, that does not excuse. Apparently, he said or suggested that he was going to kill Dustin Poirier and his family in their sleep.
Fucking hell,
He
man.
shouted and abused Dustin Poirier's wife, and called. I think the last line was, "You're looking big, you hoe."
Fucking dude.
Honestly, right? Oh, what the fuck, right? What the fuck happened to him?
He got super rich.
Like, I just,
He's won one fight in like 5 years.
it's disgraceful.
And it was against Donald Cerrone, he was about 90 years old.
I know, like, and Dana White said this, and I'm sorry, if Dana White actually means this, Conor McGregor would not be fighting Dustin Poirier's next fight is a title shot.
Yeah, he's fighting
Right.
Oliveira for the title.
Yeah, and Dana White has said that if Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor will fight again, right?
Of course they will.
So if Dustin Poirier wins the title, does that mean Conor McGregor gets a title shot?
I don't think... They just couldn't give him a title shot. It'd be ridiculous.
And I'd be like, I'm sorry. And Dana White came out and said this. He said, you don't fucking target people's families. If someone, I don't give a shit how much, like, they paid him $5 million just to turn up. Right? That's how much he got paid, just to turn up. Not
Who?
even to fight. Conor McGregor.
Is that all he got?
Poirier only got $1 million.
Fucking hell, man.
McGregor got 5, right?
Mm.
Honestly, if someone fucking sat in my fucking arena, my event, and said that to someone's wife, not to another fighter, to his fucking wife, I wouldn't give him a title shot.
Yeah, but
Really?
you are aware how much fucking money Connor's bringing to them. and has
Exactly.
brought
So
to them.
that's what I'm saying. Dana White, he shouldn't be going out and saying that because he clearly doesn't fucking mean it.
Well, yeah, Dana White can say all he wants about how we shouldn't talk about family. Dana White's a fucking bellend. Like when there's money coming in, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He'll milk Connor
Um,
dry as much as
I,
he
I,
can. And
I do kind of feel sorry for Connor's wife, which seems to have been forgotten by everyone.
well,
Everyone's like, "Oh, he shouted at Dustin," but what about his wife? Like, if you like,
she's got Jake
put
Paul
yours,
shouting about her.
put yourself in her shoes. If your partner had gone shouting at someone else's partner to come meet
I,
them at the after party, because
I think she's used to all this fucking bullshit. He's done a lot worse.
I'm just like, I feel so sorry for her. Like,
Why? It's her choice.
'cause- yeah, fair enough, but like,
Like,
it's
why do you feel sorry for her?
you like, she has come up with him from the start. And in the last 5 years, he's just been a fucking asshole. Like, honestly. Literally, he's just turned... Well, he hasn't turned into... I'm sure he's been like this all the time, but, like, he's just been doing shit that you're just like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, as a McGregor... As someone who, like, likes McGregor, obviously, like, you don't... Like, I'm not deeply invested in, but, like, you like the story. You like the fact that he was this... He was this guy who had a normal job and he was in a boxing gym and he's come up and he was the biggest star in UFC. And then he just started doing shit that was like he attacked Khabib's boss, he punched an old guy in a pub. And
That
every
poor
time it happened, you just like, I don't know
Defend him
about you,
now.
but I don't know about you, but every single time it happened, I just went, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, you just don't want to see him do stupid shit because you want to be able to like it. But everything he does, you're just like, he's a fucking asshole.
Oh, I've never been a fan, to be honest. But
And
I
I mean,
could
you
at
look
least
back, like,
respect him when he would say what he was going to do it,
yeah,
and be
but
a
now
cocky
he
little
just,
shit about it. Like,
yeah, but now it's just nothing.
now it's embarrassing. Honestly, I
Yeah,
want him to fight Jake. I want Jake Paul to drop him.
that would be funny.
I'd fucking
Should we
love it.
talk? Should we talk about Jake Paul now?
Yeah, I'll just watch the press conference for Tyron Woodley tonight. Obviously, that
Yes.
fight is happening end of August.
Yeah,
Everyone hates
yeah.
Jake Paul. I don't hate him. I'm not gonna lie.
I
I really don't hate him.
It's right. So I'm like on the fence. I'm kind of on the fence. I know what he's doing. I know that he knows what he's doing. I know that he is trying to piss people off. That's how he makes money. It's still there's something about him I just don't like. I just don't like him.
I love that's what I love about him. I love how much he gets under everyone's skin. People hate
Like
him who don't even know anything about it. Like, honestly, he's an unknown little rat. But
he is.
the fact he pisses everyone off to no end. Honestly, to start with, like, I hope he gets dropped when he fought Gabe, obviously. But since then, I've been like, actually, I want his streak to keep going. I want him to fight McGregor, and I could see it happening.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The thing that I don't like is he's I don't know if he's like this in person, but like he's just one of the I don't like anyone that does this. It's not just him. I don't like anyone who looks like they've got more money than sense.
I thought you liked McGregor.
Now this is the thing. This is the difference between McGregor and Jake Paul, in my opinion, until this weekend. McGregor has earned the respect. He's built his way up slowly from a normal job, going through cage fighting, going through different promotions to get to the UFC, building himself up through the UFC, becoming champion, moving up a weight, becoming double champion, going on to fight Floyd Mayweather. He's earned his respect.
Mm.
Jake Paul fought, like, I don't want to dumb it down too much because he does deserve some respect, but he fought Deji.
Yeah.
He then fought Gibb in a professional fight.
Yep.
So that's 2 YouTubers. He then fought Nate Robinson, who was a basketball player.
Yeah.
He then fought Ben Askren, who, by all accounts, not an expert, by all accounts, is not a striker, was quite overweight, and hasn't fought in like 2 years.
Yeah, he did it for the money.
Right? It's
But
not the same.
obviously, it's not the same. But like, what
So
do you
he doesn't-
expect?
he
What do you
does- he
expect him to
hasn't
beat
earned my-
Deji and then go fight fucking
No,
Canelo
that's not what
Alvarez?
I expect. No, that's not what I expect. But
We've got 3 minutes, by the way.
What I expect is him to like. I'm not going to respect him the same way that I did McGregor. I don't respect McGregor in that way.
No,
anymore.
I'm not.
I'm not going to respect him like that, and
No.
that's why it's different.
But at the end of the day, he's single-handedly selling all these fights. He's making them massive, huge pay-per-view buys, and he's doing what he says he's going to do, which is all he can do
Yeah.
at the minute. And he's progressing each. If he beats Tyron Woodley, people are going to have to actually pay attention to him.
If he beats Tyron Woodley, that whole sequence I've done is like, well, Tyron Woodley would be fighting at the same weight. When did Tyron Woodley? When was his last fight?
I don't know. He's lost his last like 5 fights, but they have all been against monsters.
And he is a striker or a
Yeah,
boxer.
but
He's not a boxer, but he's
he's a
known
decent
for-
striker.
right? So it's like, it's respectable instead of just 2 YouTubers, a basketball player, and a guy that doesn't punch and is overweight and hasn't fought in 2 years.
Yeah, but if he's been
And
fighting
the last fight he had, he was knocked out by Masford.
he was fighting all these people, like Nate Robinson, Ben Askren. Like, do you expect him to just sit in silence at the press conference and not sell the fight?
Oh no, that's not what I'm saying.
Like the thing is, everyone's just saying he's been chatting shit, but up to now, he's backed it up. So until he doesn't back it up, like I've got no, like, I respect it.
Yeah, that
Like,
tattoo thing.
Oh, that's gonna be brilliant.
As much as you said, if Tyron Woodley loses and doesn't get the tattoo, he's going to look like a dick, right?
Mm.
If Jake Paul loses and doesn't get the tattoo,
Jake Paul would get the tattoo, I think. I thought that.
yeah, but if he doesn't, he will look like a tit.
Yeah.
Like he'll be done basically. Right?
But yeah, it'd be brilliant. So they've
Yeah.
agreed a bet whoever loses has to get I love Jake Paul or I love Tyron Woodley tattooed,
Yeah.
which is interesting. But yeah, the fight's end of August. I'm hoping Jake Paul wins.
See, the thing is, as much as I slag him off, I kind of do want him to
It's
win.
just good story, good to watch, isn't it? Like,
I kind of do want him to win because I just think it's funny when he wins.
yeah, oh, it's brilliant. Social media goes mental. Although I think if he wins this one, there'll be a lot of people like saying, fair play. Like,
Yeah. Although
If
we
he-
thought
if-
that about Ben Askren.
there was some excuse there. But anyway, we've got 8 seconds left, Luke. I'll let you wrap it up.
All right. Well, be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment,